Hello, friends, and welcome back to day 3 of the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice 2024. This is the final match of the group stages before we'll head into the round of 12, which, by the way, is also going to be played today all over on the A stream. This is going to be our last who rated your harsh. I just called you Harstem Lambo.
小马甲都披上了。
The last match that we get to do, and what else could it be than cyan C stream?
没什么错，这个我跟你说。
今天还会打一场12进8，今天还会打。12进8，我跟大家说是有些人啊。今天的12进8
嘛，还这场结束的时候还有4个波5。
对，12进8是 Sola、Gumiho， 然后 Qer、Clam、B Wins、Qlos， 然后看看是大可小 Hero 这几个人嘛，就看他们谁是那个23名，最后一个组23名还会进入到12进8的一个比赛。我们不一定会播晚啊，这个他12进8要打到晚上4点钟开赛，不一定会播晚，但是尽量播吧。
These points help a lot, and he is not really a player that plays the open caps as well, so definitely an important one.
We might need to start grinding those ESL open cups, give a little bit of opposition.
我们两个解说拖鞋背心，那么也没有。
妈的，这个天气怎么穿拖鞋？我就问你，
我们上舞台的时候还是挺正经的。
对啊，不，这个天气也没法拖鞋。你告诉我怎么拖鞋
？4点不播完，4点开，兄弟，这不得播到5点半。
But I still believe this might be a bit of a hot take that Reynor is the better player than cyan.
That is not a hot take. That is a very cold take because that's the take that everybody I'm pretty sure has.
Really?
Aside from maybe some of the fans we've made on the C stream. Yeah, maybe some of the C stream fans. The C stream connoisseurs, if you want, might favor cyan here, but I think the normal take is that Reynor might still be a little favored in this.
Just a little bit, like not a lot, just a tiny bit favor. You know, if these guys play and it's a 2-1 in favor of Reynor, I wouldn't go like, wow, that's a crazy upset. Although cyan has played some phenomenal games so far. I'm looking forward to see what he has planned. You know, if I was Reynor, you know what I would do here? I'd start with a 12 pool. Just to set the pace of the show.
Set the pace of the show, get a loss out of the way, and then go from there.
No, he's got a... Okay, I think there's a 95% chance that cyan's gonna open up...
感觉今天这两个人是有点正式。他们之后的比赛就12进8就都是一场一场播了。
So if I would tell you I'm gonna give you a bet 8-1.
That would be a really good bet if I were a betting man, which of course I am not.
Which you're not, of course not.
But if I were a betting man, I think these would be phenomenal odds to take. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Actually, I think you might be getting scammed a little bit there. This is 8-1. Ooh. Not sure if I'd want to bet on this. So far, every single first game of the series, cyan opened up with a no scout. He opened up with a Nexus first no scout. But what Zerg did he play? Was it against Dark? Yeah, it was against Dark.
It was against Dark.
Yeah, beautiful. Oh, that was a series as well, man. Freaking cyan. He might not be winning this group, but he's won my heart over the past 3 days, Lambo.
Understandably so. He showed us some fantastic games so far. But cyan is quite...
主舞台那场不用看了，主舞台那场 PVP。
So if he does that the last time in game 1, what's the chance he's going to go for a block this time?
反正之后这场比赛打完之后，我们先切去 B 频道吧，看这个大可打马路嘛。
对。
But I find these odds very unrealistic. Let's see.
Yeah, who's gonna be right? Who's gonna be wrong? We're still waiting.
其实我跟你们说，循环赛有点没劲的，就是有些比赛你就感觉也不影响胜负了，不影响出线了。
所以他才搞了个500刀呀。
对啊。
All right. Now, if you were Reynor, because you apparently don't believe cyan no scout in the first game, what would you do?
I would just play normal. I know they played in Atlanta, in the premium bracket, in the I don't know what the bracket's actually called. Everybody knows what I say with the premium bracket. I think those games were actually quite close. They went quite late, and Reynor went for lurkers. Cyan just stayed on ground and took some good engagements, but in the end got a little bit outmultitasked by Reynor. So
昨天那个红包你发完没有？
哦，我还没发，我现在去发掉。
有观众在说，在问什么时候发？
我现在来发。来看一眼啊！
哎，这种肯定会发掉，你们不要慌。
别慌，
我们自己抽的奖，对吧？我们自己抽的奖，就第一时间肯定会发掉的。如果是厂商抽的，那可能。这个资料要到厂商那边还要审核乱七八糟的事情。
我的中奖，其实他应该是有一个这个后台的。我来看一眼啊。
What a way to show it as well against Cyan in the final match. The man who has made the biggest upset so far in this tournament.
好了，来了啊！开，我已经听到开的声音了。
那你先说着呗，宋哥。
I am very curious. Wonder if my 95% is going to be correct. There's only one way to find out.
Now, if your 95% is correct, it's still not.
Could be a freak event. Could be a freak event. Yeah. Absolute freak occurrence over here. Completely possible. Before we get there,
开了啊！
the top right
今天的
Alcyone.
这是今天第4场比赛，应该算是就最后一个小组。虽然这2个选手都被淘汰了，但是我们还是看一看吧，因为毕竟国手嘛。
And his opponent playing for Mystery Gaming, it is the Chinese Protoss player Cyan.
Beautiful purple sweater over here, and he unexpected probe scout here. I don't think a lot of people saw that coming at all.
Aside from me, yes.
也不能是说尸体之战吧。
Sure.
鸡哥这次卡托维兹的表现，我个人觉得还是比较不错的。倒不是说他赢了马路表现，不是说整个的发挥下来感觉是有进步的这个比赛。
I'm not entirely sure that is true. Ratu said would be the worst because you can't block even a 16 edge.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
但是他的这个实力也就到这一步了，毕竟年纪放在那儿，你让他再往上走，这个就有点强。
有2个人没有填，
哪2个人嘛？你说嘛？
叫胖达 IUV， 还有 AAA RCUEID， 这2个人没填，其他人都填了。
你给他们留个言嘛。
我跟他留个言。
留个言，然后我到过3天，如果他们还不填的话，那就当作废了。
对。
Yeah.
他估计都不知道自己中了。
他不要了，你妈了个鸡的！
其他人我来发。
The moment you start building spine crawlers before the 3-minute mark, it either means you're
我现在来发。
losing really hard.
你现在就发掉。
Most of the time losing.
直接开黄金矿，这边要野水晶吗？
Twilight Council, cheeky little 6-gate.
碳基已经32岁了，他是92年的选手。
This feels glavy to me, Lambo.
所以就没有办法再说就很快的就往上走。他可能练习量很大的话，可能会进步，但是呢。就不会进步很快，毕竟电子竞技还是年轻人的这个项目。
And if he adds a dark shrine on top of it, oh, did you see that adept move? Freaking a ring around the rosy over there. Poof, straight back. He knows exactly what he wants in life, and that's not having an adept across the map. How did this queen get so damaged, by the way? What did I miss?
The Lynx attacked the queen.
体力跟不上，其实最重要的倒不是体力跟不上，我觉得年龄大了以后，你的专注度会跟不上，这是第一个。第二个就是你会有，你就平常你会有一些琐事嘛，就比较多的琐事，然后你就没有办法安心训练了。就明明是想着今天下午好好训练，然后突然下午出了个什么事儿，野引刀，然后出了个什么事儿，你就要去把那个事儿去干那个事儿去了，然后就没法训练了。
For the fact that your opponent messes up his spark collector.
就你人长大了，肯定有其他的事儿会牵绊住你的，这很正常的呀。
But Reynor is not really that kind of a player, but I feel like against Cyan, if he gets away with a gold base, you see no Oracle, you see nothing happening. A Spore, at least at the gold base, would be an obvious choice here. I would think.
He's gotta follow it up with glaives as well. This is the opposite of what you usually see.
引刀之后直接使徒一波啊！打得非常的拼啊！平常的比赛我们其实很少能看到鸡哥会选择那么拼的战术。这个野引刀的野的位置应该是也对了啊，也不是说野就野水晶的位置应该也对了。
It's gonna be 3 DTs, right?
4, huh?
How is it 4 DTs?
看这引刀，先看引刀效果怎么样了吧？如果引刀砍不到东西的话，那使徒也肯定是砍不到东西，因为现在这个局面，蟑螂已经按出来了，你这使徒感觉就打不过啊，而且别人还要压你。好，引刀刷了，看这2把引刀，3把刀。雷诺家里面应该有防空啊。应该有防空，他直接强行破防空吗？进去直接强砍防空，但有一个加血，有一把加血。妈的欧，这个什么？这是鸡哥视角，好，防空砍掉了。这雷诺有点懵逼啊，强行砍基地，对。
So maybe he can just right click it.
2把刀能砍掉，这肯定能砍掉。来不及，家里面也有一把引刀在砍，3矿可以退一次，没关系。再刷1把刀。好了，黄金矿砍掉了。
Where did that extra spore go? Did it go back into the natural? Yeah.
鸡哥的战术成功了这一盘，引刀可以不要再去送了，可以留在家里面。因为你现在这个刀你可以合球的。哎，他这个刀送掉1把。没必要，现在2矿打2矿，大家都一样的，干嘛？凭什么你一定能赢？他还要强砍吗？这个2本好了，眼虫在变，引刀其实已经作用不大了。那么但是你使徒为主的部队，我感觉还是要输啊。哎，他妈这有什么好飘的吗？鸡哥这个有点乱啊，又送了4个使徒。这有点乱啊，这种。就把自己3矿开起来，然后不朽得赶快起来。你这个不朽不出来的话，哎呦。
3 will stay alive for now, though, as the roach bee is getting closer and closer to
你不要往自己兵营那边引啊，哥啊！你不往那边引，他是不知道的。妈的，你不是把鬼子引到这儿来了吗？我靠！
发完了，
好，没看到，还行，没看到。
发完了。 啊，
但还是看到了。本来这个位置是一个很好的一个骚扰的位置，
摸了16个农民还可以啊。
继续杀17个。
雷诺只有42个农民哎。
合球了，
就全合成球呀。
I really think you just need to survive, and the best thing to survive against Red Chevalier is Stalkers.
Yeah, and Immortals. I like Immortals.
Yeah, no, Immortals definitely, but the Archons instead of the Stalkers are highly questionable. I also think you need the War Prism to.
这2个不朽就很稳。
但雷诺肯定要一波了。
他是要一波了。
几个再飘一波。
这个飘要全部。
对面3个不朽，还有把刀。但刀应该砍不了什么了。火电站白开了，哎呀，开早了。火电站真的开早了。雷诺44个农民，反正强行踢一场。一场隔一隔
啊，这感觉。
真的就核电站开早。
2个不朽能不能站住？2个不朽能不能站住？2个不朽。
能不能把火蟑螂磨了？其实最重要的是。 感觉要被这个排名一波插死在这里啊！
完了，
追猎出来了呀！
最后一个
他追猎干嘛在二矿？
他卡在后面了，
打不了了。这雷诺一波直接捅死。他后面那排使徒其实不该刷啊，就是刷到那个外面他去换那个雷诺加。他如果不刷那排使徒，直接就爆一波追猎，说不定守住了。
还有一个就是核电站开太早了，
核电站也开得太紧张了。他后面那排使徒刷了去换别人家也没换到什么。
Yeah, I'm baffled by that as well. I don't quite understand. He saw that it was roaches as well. It's not like he thought it was a mass Ling composition. He saw the upgrade on the roach. He saw there was many of them. And Archons are just not very good at defending this type of stuff. Stalkers, much superior. Even sentries there would have been great to have. Could have used maybe 1 or 2 DTs for some counter-attack damage. Maybe 1 at home in case you snipe an observer. Yeah, I think a lot of things defensively could have been done better. Perhaps Cyan didn't believe that it was going to be an attack. Perhaps Cyan really thought that he was.
这个实力上还是有差距啊。虽然说前期的这个战术还成功了，但是之后感觉就不行了。
Even that scenario sounds unrealistic because if Reynor's ever going to play a macro game, it's definitely going to be with a range-based composition, right? There's no way you're surviving with Banelings here. You're going to need to go into lurkers, and that is also practically unplayable. So. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the moment... I mean, it's just the obvious choice for Reynor to go for the all-in because he loses workers, but Cyan gave up his army to do so. So what is Reynor left with? A worse economy, but...
好，我们来看第二把。
So he tries to salvage the situation with an attack, with using the one advantage that he has. So it was a very natural response from Reynor after the things that unfolded. But yeah, Cyan just not reading into it properly. It's once again with these Chinese Protoss players, they have really good ideas.
这个也知道，正常跟雷诺打是肯定打不过的。这个双方的基本功是有差距的。前期只能选择一些比较极端的套路。
That costs them in the end, but the initial idea actually works very well for them, quite frequently here.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. Cyan has impressed me with his creativity in these games so far. Let's see if he has something else to show us. As this was a 13 Violent Scouts.
马路和大河比赛已经开始了，我们这个还是看完啊，看完这个鸡哥的比赛，我们会切过去的，真的不要着急。
Now it has to be mentioned that Cyan already would have been up 1-0 if Reynor listened and actually 12 food to your advice. And now if he 12 food again, because what is the chance that Cyan goes for a scout again? It's 5% times 5%.
No, but the second game is a classic Cyan scouting moment, so this wouldn't have surprised me.
Oh, because he did it in the past. I thought the obvious one would be.
鸡哥要想一些奇怪的战术，如果是正常打，真是打不过。
He sticks to what he knows. He actually wanted to no scout in the first game.
小黑有没有？小黑刚才我切过去看了一眼，小黑第一盘好像要输了。你妈陈翔哥还是有点东西的。
He's gonna do his standard scouting pattern. You mentioned it yesterday, I think it was, where he'll block his opponent's natural, go back home. Build the Nexus, Cybercore, and then scout again with the same probe to maybe try and block a third base, make sure there's no type of Ling run by happening very early on.
陈强哥最后不会也出现了吧？
A little bit of added safety here.
有可能的呀。
妈了个鸡的！陈强哥还是有实力的。
不，我不否认他实力，只是他的打法。
这把打的有点恶心。
对。
那就打的有点恶心。陈强哥实力还是有。
The Zerg, and that is definitely not worth it. It's definitely better to stay across the map than with the probe to force out at least one pair of links. That's an entire drone that you basically killed for a little bit in the early game. So it's nice for him to go back here, force out one pair of links, which is exactly what we see, and Cyan going for a very standard Stargate opener this time around.
Yeah, very standard. Wonder what his follow-up is gonna be. We're now just scouting. That's not really a follow-up. It's just gathering intel.
VS 开，那这样的话，其实这种 VS 的开局，雷诺的防守的话，他不会给你任何机会的。
对。
Is he gonna let that shade finish? That's a wild shade.
就你的先知是他，你的先知还是没有到达能够骚扰雷诺那一步。
So that's quite a bit of a whole damage or the shield damage being given.
先知其实骚得到骚不到，最重要的是看你怎么用。跟操作其实关系不会很大，你切进去了，你只要切到这个点，该骚都骚得到的。
对，全世界防守最好的就是 Zero 啊，这个是没有悬念的。
Oh my god, he's engaging here. That is crazy. I think if Reynor took the top
差不多了
instead of going towards
只能飞你，因为你不知道对方的狗速多快。
Basically, I think he could have caught one of the adepts. So cyan playing with fire there because Reynor is playing it extremely safe. So even though he didn't kill anything, forcing out 10 links, I think
一个先知，然后虚空出来开3矿。
No advantage given to either player. Cyan going Oracle into Void Ray, which you like, right?
I think it's a powerful setup. It's
强
sometimes
行
dangerous
杀
though if you can't
没
get your
用，
nexus up in time.
这种
But
就
if you
等
can
于
get
没
your
烧
nexus
到
up in。time is one of the builds that I definitely do like.
等于没烧到。
One worker damage. Now gonna try to snipe a drone that is in.
戳个虫卵什么的。
It's not quite gonna work, so just wasted a bunch of energy. Adept's in a good spot. Reynor not quite splitting these links. Is gonna take slightly more losses than maybe he should have had he done that, but doesn't actually want to.
骚扰，然后直接开矿。
Pretty decent trade there for our Zerg players. The Overlord sees everything.
这个骚扰其实已经结束了，就杀了一个农民。
It's gonna take out an Overlord. Maybe.
这雷诺运营不起飞。
Maybe in 2 he misses this one. Okay, no, he pays attention. He will snipe this one. Overlord is like extremely fast to Void Race, and he's scouted for the other Void Race with the Oracle. So the other Oracles, sorry, the other Overlords he scouted for with his own Oracle. There we go. As there is one more very exposed Overlord. It's the one he's searching for right now. He should be able to get that even.
雷诺现在农民是往死里按啊，根本就没有任何压力。
So that is 3 Overlords here that have gone down as the Stalker also cleared the Overlord in the main base. I really like that overall sequence. This is triple Stargate unit. It's gonna go into Forge plus Twilight.
哎，我靠，
还要贪，还要贪。
Expensive unit, my dear friend.
不死就行。
The natural is pretty exposed here. If the Oracle were to fly into the natural, there's only a single spore there.
这先知真的烧不了东西啊，什么都打不到。
就现在这个体系先知是不容易烧到的。
Stasis ward now going down.
强行来也没啥用。
我怎么感觉怎么雷诺打基哥的时候，雷诺这个细节那么好呢？
Blink attack as a follow-up going into 4 gate total.
你不觉得吗？刚才
有没有可能雷诺细节差的时候是他面对的是小 hero？
Done yet with this. Yeah, 2 more being added. Could even go up to 8 gate. Let's go for all out.
也是吧？
I think he's gonna go Robo.
对不对嘛？他细节差是他面对的是小 hero 呀。
He really likes Colossus, as I said last time when he played against Dark. He likes the general Colossus setup, and he doesn't even necessarily use it as an all-in, and then goes from the Colossus into extra Immortals and play a ground-focused style with it.
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to be capable of doing that. When he played against Dark, that was on this map as well. It didn't go so well.
Yeah, that is true. But that game was very over.
好了，雷诺就正常的爆蟑螂了。 哎，其实我跟你们说，这个风暴之门，昨天晚上我不是结束了，我睡不着，我还打了2盘吧。我就去连的美国的服务器和那个欧洲的服务器，我连了一下。它那个 rollback 技术，就是那个 rayback 技术，就是它的降低延迟这个技术，大概能比星际的这个感觉啊，就是延迟还是那么高，但是整个感觉大概是有50 pin 左右的降低。
那岂不赢了？
真的，我去打欧服，基本上就等于那种100 pin 左右的感觉，就是星际的100 pin。你去打美服，那基本上就是这种70、80 pin 的感觉。这个技术还是有意义的，对 RTS 来说。开吹，我没吹啊，真的呀，真的，它显示是150 pin。 显示是150 pin，但是你打起来的感觉就跟100 pin 左右差不多。
哇靠，全部给你引光陷阱。
The only thing that we can criticize him for so far is the fact that he's just playing overly safe. But if you're the favorite, I mean, Cyril plays like that every single game, so should be okay. As he's starting the hive now, still no 8 gas, still no Hydra then.
这个直接出巨像了。
very soon.
就感觉就走流程了呀，就等于是啊。雷诺现在
these oracles are gonna take out a lot of links. That was some good control out of Cyan. It's gonna keep everything alive. Now needs to be
你出巨象也没用啊，3本已经在升了。对，你巨象射程才刚开始升，等你巨象射程好了，估计飞蛇都出来了。哇靠，就强行莽进来的吗？那么莽吗
？Did he just accidentally kill his opponent?
I think he saw there was a lack of units.
你妈
Signed in micro correctly. A lot of stalkers fell.
巨象，哎，巨象走错路了，巨象。
没了呀，这个。
我靠，这都能打到。
The overcharge is now being used now that all the stalkers are dead, and I like that you said he killed them accidentally here because that's exactly what happened. Reynor was picking up, he went after 80 workers. I don't think
雷诺打鸡哥还是问题不大的。
Then he realized there are some weaknesses in Cyan's defenses, and he committed, and it worked. So now, even though he already has his transition, he already dealt damage, so he finds himself in a fantastic position in this game.
牺牲的低频玩家的体验，那我就不知道了呀。这个东西，反正你自己上去试就知道了呀，对不对嘛？这东西你自己试呀，现在这个游戏都能玩的。你可以用那个 biu 加速器，输入348次还能免费用几天。
对的，
对吧？还是比较好用你就继续用，不好用你就不用了。加速器这个东西就这样的。
它这种加速器能够给你不要说几天，就给你1天的这个体验，就说明他妈他对自己这个加速器很有，觉得自己加速器很靠谱。
猝不及防，哎呀，打个广告嘛 ，biu 加速器，平时也是赞助我们 WTO 的。也是好兄弟的公司搞的，对不对嘛？
对的，
蛮好的。
At the beginning of a late game, he still needs to survive a little bit more that we can actually call this a late game. The most important part
飞蛇来了，鸡哥怎么办
？2败呀！他妈鸡哥连 V7都没有，他怎么打这个飞蛇
？Doesn't get the second Colossus, so only one of the Colossus goes down with double abduct.
哎，动一半可以。
Both Vipers have fallen, and the stasis ward saves Cyan, and I think that should mean.
这个到现在为止，好像 V7还没有。
Because without any Vipers, I don't think there's any way for Reynor to commit on top of Cyan's army here.
I don't think so either. As a big stasis here actually hits in the middle of the map, it's going to be quite a few units that
啊，这个 rollback 技术可以做成那种外挂一样的插件的东西吗？真的吗？那你做成这个那不赢呐！我操！那么星际让你降50拼，那就全世界在天上打比赛爽的一批。
哦，
第一次飞车突然你根本打不了地面。
对。再生闪电。有这个要看反馈怎么样。这第一次还有，关键还有射程，这个第一次。就你看到鸡哥就都还能挡，但是打到最后就也很无力。
对，
这种无奈你就没有办法。包上去，完了要被包完，
巨象根本站不住。
唯一的 AOE。在里面继续搞，这个搞的还是不错的。
That engagement there was just as you said. The army was way too small. Also, the Colossus kept shooting at single roaches. And now Reynor finds himself in a position on the other side of the map, not even with his entire army, but gets the last remaining Colossus here. And Cyan needs to survive.
有闪电的，这有闪电的，电2把电，但是电到地质上面好像不痛不痒啊。
His fighting army right now is 2 stalkers and a Colossus, and that's even though there's just 3 lurkers, that's more than enough to kill 2 stalkers. And now that
反馈漂亮，
但兵不够呀。对吧？雷诺跟你这硬换的呀，这个属于现在。就顶在脸上跟你换，来嘛，还有地刺的。
就这种比赛，你也觉得其实鸡哥打的也不错，但是呢，就是打不过，这个就是最绝望的。对，鸡哥打的也不错，这真打的也不错。
Yeah, he's gonna need some type of counter attack if he wants to somehow survive. He needs to give up this base and
操作刚才骚扰什么都可以。
Like a very unrealistic scenario at this moment. Colossus doing an okay job here in the absence of Vipers. They can just move back and forth. Battery is not active anymore though. Energy has pretty much disappeared. As the flank of the Zealots, is it gonna be enough? I don't think so.
飞手又来了，再拉一个巨像吗？ 这2条飞手随便拉你巨像了，一拉就结束了。
慢慢就不体力不支了，这个拉
巨像拉过来秒掉，再拉一个再秒掉。
Fantastic upgrades as you mentioned, but no units to make use of them. And he's gonna need to pull the probes away. But losing this base and being down 90 supply probably means that you're just gonna keep getting pushed again and again and again. Reynor can just continue moving.
鸡哥打不过雷诺是正常的，你们这个
真的就是妈的奥特曼打小怪兽的感觉。
雷诺好歹他也是个世界冠军啊。鸡哥输他的概率本来就很高。 妈要鸡哥真的是吊起来把雷诺锤了，这个才是爆冷的。
这倒是，
是不是嘛？他把雷诺锤了才是爆冷的。马老师就是爆冷门呀，他就爆冷把马老师锤了。难道你们还觉得他锤马老师是理所应当的吗？
Yeah, for sure. At least a 5th place finish. At least a 5th place finish as Cyan makes his final stand, but that isn't going to quite work either. Two Colossus still swiping a lot of these links down. 21 probes meanwhile going down.
马老师说谁还不是个世界冠军？不好意思，你不是，你只拿过一次 WESG 的。马老师好像没有拿过其他世界冠军啊，就 WESG 拿过一次。 WCS 他也没拿过 ，IEM 他也没拿过。
Even less than 5% at this point.
Even less than 5%, which is important now because the 5% for you happens more frequently than you think. GG is called.
GG.
Reynor takes the
走去B 频道。
B 频道。
马入1比0领先大可。